When next you open that wardrobe to make that big decision, ask yourself if you want to look classy or cheap. Trending doesn't mean it's meant for you. Everyone has their taste, and what might look good on someone else may not always be so appealing when worn by you. To help you with this, I have compiled a list of fashion mistakes that are making the internet go crazy, but in reality should be avoided because they make you look cheap.
Manners on the go.
Hello and welcome again to Manners on the Go. I hope you've been keeping your cool so far and minding your manners as well. Appreciate the constant support and commitment. If you've been following me for some time, you're welcome again. And if it's your first time today, you are in the right place doing the right thing. You're most welcome. This episode is brought to you by Safe Designs Limited, a leading architecture design and construction firm in Lagos, Nigeria. Let's do a tiny piece of gisting today. You see, trending doesn't mean it's meant for you. One of the major reasons why people make certain fashion mistakes that invariably make them look cheap is simply because they don't have a personal sense of style. Everyone has their taste, and what might look good on someone else may not always be so appealing when worn by you. There's this popular blog on Instagram where people sometimes come to report cases of what was ordered versus what was received. And if I'm being honest, about 70% of what is reported as a scam is exactly what was ordered. The only difference was that two body types were wearing it. It is important to remember that fashion trends are just trends. They will eventually come and go. But the key is to find something that works for your body type and overall style. Discovering what works for you style-wise can take some time, but it's worth getting it right. Because when you look good, you feel good. You want to dress to look classy, not cheap. You want people to notice your personality and not how much money you've spent on clothing. You know, just because a piece of clothing is affordable doesn't make it look cheap. And just because it is expensive doesn't necessarily mean it will look classy on you. To help you with this, I have compiled a list of fashion mistakes that are making the internet go crazy, but in reality should be avoided because they make you look cheap. Don't let them make a clown of you. Number 1, wearing too many accessories. Accessories can add pizzazz to an outfit, but if you overdo it by wearing too many accessories, then you'll end up looking like a Christmas tree. Accessories should always complement what you're wearing in a subtle yet noticeable way. For example, if you're wearing a top with tons of sequins and crystals, then leave the rest of your outfit simple with just a pair of earrings. Number 2, wearing rumpled clothes. No, you shouldn't even think of it. Is it just me? Or don't you think it not only makes you look cheap, but gets you perceived as an untidy person? Of course, it's common and pretty much easy to blame this on the economy. But if an intended dress is rumpled, please go for another. Maybe a less cotton or elastic cloth that may not require ironing. You know, what we typically call wash and wear. However, it's advisable you plan every piece of clothing. Remember, you must always avoid the just rolled out of bed and threw something on look. Number 3, underwear peeking out. Let me just shake this table rigorously. You see those beautiful lace outfits you wear to parties? Your underwear, also known as bra straps, should not be peeking out, whatever color it is. You could ask your tailor to build bust cups into your dress or blouse so that you can detach your bra straps. Whatever clothing you choose to wear, your underwear should be where it is meant to be, under your clothes, well hidden from plain sight. Number 4, wearing faded or old clothes or clothes with visible amendments. Now, this one is a bit tricky because it can be hard to tell what is too old for your wardrobe and what isn't. But my advice is, unless it's neatly faded jeans, please, any other clothing that looks faded should be thrown out of the house, not just out of your wardrobe. And don't even consider giving it to someone else, whether a sibling or friend, because it certainly doesn't speak well of you. If you've made any adjustment on your clothes, make sure it's concealed as much as possible. Revealing amendments have only one job: to make you look cheap. Number 5, wearing slippers with every clothing styles. For goodness sake, stop it. But it makes me look simple. It flies with everything. Really? Auntie, uncle, come closer. Do you see those slippers? They don't honor all kinds of clothing styles. You should know when and where to wear them and when not to. If you insist on something simple to fit your feet, go for the slipper with a bit of heel in it. On the other hand, there are classy looking leather palms for men that can make your outfit look classy instead of cheap. But again, the leather palms, however, should only go with your traditional attires. Number 6, wearing clothing that is too small or too tight. This is one of the most common fashion mistakes people make because it's usually something they don't even realize they're doing. You might think that wearing your favorite shirt a little snug will look cool, but in reality, it just makes you look like you have an extra belly button or that your body is stuffed in a sausage casing. It also makes you feel uncomfortable and self-conscious, which is never a good thing. Number 7, improper combination of colors will make you look cheap. Combining weird colors can easily cast you. In case you don't know, I'm telling you now. Picking colors that will blend well and make you look sophisticated isn't so hard. All you need to do is pick a color you'd like to wear and ask Google for other colors that would go well with it. Just make the right use of the internet and you'll be surprised how good you end up looking. Number 8, wearing clothes with words heavily printed on them. We probably own at least one t-shirt with their logo emblazoned across the front. However, if you're wearing something like that randomly, it's time to stop it because it just makes you look cheap. Unless it's a uniform that you're to wear only when required, please don't. Just don't. Number 9, wearing clothes that are too revealing. You might be surprised to find out that this fashion mistakes applies not just to women, but also men as well. If you're going out for a social gathering, or maybe even to work, it's best to cover up all those parts of your body that should stay under the clothes. It will make your life so much easier and more relaxing. The longer your sleeves, the more formal you look. Revealing your privates is not classy. Number 10, wearing clothes with logos printed on them. Don't take your bland snobbery to the heights. This is another fashion mistake people make because they think it looks cool and gives their outfit some extra panache. In reality, it makes you look like a walking billboard. And people would think that all you care about is showing off. If you want to wear something with your favorite brand on it, make sure it's an expensive one with minimal pairing. Else, no one would take you seriously. So, when next you open that wardrobe to make that big decision, ask yourself if you want to look classy or cheap. You've got to pick one of the two options. Thank you again, Sage Designs, for sponsoring this episode. Don't forget to like this video and please subscribe if you haven't done so. Till I see you again, goodbye.
Manners on the go.